Translator, Dark Angel. Editor, Kurisu. This is utterly despicable. A chorus of anger rose from the crowd below. Zhu Shuiyi and the others were irate. No wonder Feng Luo had been so smug. He had secretly bribed martial artists in the same group to serve him. More than 30 of them stood united, and since this was the 40th group, the elite participants would be weaker, making them more than enough to sweep aside any challengers. The rest would abandon the stage of their own volition, and Feng Luo would naturally claim a spot in the top 50. He wouldn't foolishly demand the top 10 or first place, for all top 50 would be guaranteed entry to Huyang Academy. He's shameless! Completely unjust. The murmurs grew louder. This was an act of blatant rule-breaking. Yet the referee, unmoved, only sneered coldly. "Silence," he declared. For the tournament rules made no mention of prohibiting martial artists from collaborating. Thus, Feng Luo's actions, though sly, were allowed, a loophole to exploit. The power and aura of a warrior in Gushing Spring Tier could not be ignored, and the crowd fell silent. No wonder he's been so certain. He had already bribed others in his group, Zhu Shuiyi muttered in fury. To be surrounded by so many, and with more than 10 already at Element Gathering Tier, Ling Han faces overwhelming odds. He's in grave danger. Liu Dong's brows furrowed in worry. Not necessarily. Li Hao countered with a shake of his head. Big Brother Ling has reached the 4th layer of Element Gathering Tier, and he's even formed 4 flashes of Sword Qi. There's still a chance. He must win. Feng Luo is truly despicable. The 5 friends rallied behind Ling Han, cheering for his victory. In contrast, Liu Yutong and Liu Dongxing remained calm. A pack of sheep, no matter how many, could never rival a lion's might. "Ha! Leave him for last. Drive the others from the stage." Feng Luo barked, his voice full of arrogance, and the 30-plus martial artists followed his command with vicious precision. Their combined might was overwhelming. They swiftly removed all other competitors, with a mere 7 of their own falling in the process. Now it was a battle of 29 against 1, and of those 29, 14 stood at Element Gathering Tier. Oh no, although he's a seeded elite, being in the 40th group likely means Ling Han is only in the 4th layer of Element Gathering Tier. Yes, even many ants can defeat an elephant, and Feng Luo has more than 10 warriors at Element Gathering Tier working for him. I can't stand to see Feng Luo's smug expression, knowing his vile plan is succeeding. Hush, speak lower. While the Feng clan is minor, Feng Luo's elder brother is a renowned genius in Dayuan City. In the last Dayuan tournament, he defeated the 4th prince to claim first place. I heard he's already entered Gushing Spring Tier. Gushing Spring Tier? Is that true? Of course it's true. Ah, no wonder Feng Luo dares to act so arrogantly. Feng Luo, overhearing the conversations, was filled with pride. Yes, he had broken the rules, but so what? What, can't accept it? He taunted the audience. If you had a brother like mine, you'd be doing the same. The crowd fumed, teeth grinding in fury. They were enraged, and many itched to rush onto the stage and deliver a well-deserved beating to this despicable man. Ling Han, Feng Luo spat. Before, you used your numbers against me. Now, I have all these people behind me. Even if each of them only strikes you once, it'll be enough to destroy you. Kneel down and beg for mercy, and maybe I'll show you mercy by sparing you a few hits. Ling Han shook his head, saying with a smirk, "If I don't deal with you now, the crowd will probably be ready to riot from your pathetic antics." The audience below broke into laughter. "You dare to be so defiant? I'll show you no mercy." Feng Luo roared, pointing at Ling Han. "Beat him. Thrash him into submission." Understood. Over 20 martial artists charged toward Ling Han, weapons drawn and the air crackling with intensity. The rules allowed weapons in the tournament, as they showcased the martial artists' full power. But it also made the stage far more perilous. Only those willing to risk death would remain. Ling Han, however, did not even draw his sword. He advanced with only his fists. The dashing panther fists alone were more than enough to deal with these opponents. Bang, 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 bang! Each strike from him sent opponents flying off the stage with a single blow. Though his cultivation was only at the 4th layer of Element Gathering Tier, the eruption of his 5 elements origin nuclei raised his power to match that of someone in the 8th layer of Element Gathering Tier. Combined with the yellow-grade high-level martial art of dashing panther fists, these attackers were no match for him. By the time Ling Han reached Feng Luo, the stage was clear of all other challengers. The silence that followed was deafening. How could one man be so powerful? He was supposed to be just another competitor from the 40th group, presumably at most in the 5th layer of element gathering tier. Yet, the power he exhibited was unmistakably that of someone in the late stage of element gathering tier. Could it be that he had intentionally concealed his true strength, appearing weaker to lure others into underestimating him? The older, more experienced members of the great clans sensed Ling Han's aura and immediately recognized that he was indeed only at the 4th layer of element gathering tier, which baffled them all. "No, this is impossible," Feng Luo exclaimed, his face pale, disbelief written all over him. This wasn't how it was supposed to happen. He had planned to easily advance into Huyang Academy, with his brother's influence and support. After that, with the help of a spiritual fruit, he might even break through to Gushing Spring tier. But if he couldn't even get into Huyang Academy, all his plans would be shattered. "Continue being arrogant then," the crowd taunted. "Ha ha ha! Stay on stage and see what happens." The mocking voices grew louder. Now, Ling Han's overwhelming strength had shifted the momentum in his favor. "You surrender now and leave the stage. Otherwise, I'll have my brother deal with you." Feng Luo, completely losing his composure, pointed at Ling Han, shouting orders. Ling Han shook his head in disbelief. This fool had truly been spoiled rotten. With a sudden leap, he struck with a kick to Feng Luo's abdomen. Wham! The force sent him flying off the stage, clutching his stomach and gasping for breath. 40th group, Ling Han wins, the referee announced. "No, this place belongs to me. It's mine." Feng Luo screeched, jumping up. "Change the verdict, or I'll have my brother kill you." The crowd burst into laughter. How ridiculous. A mere body-refining tier warrior dared to threaten a gushing spring tier expert. It was laughable. "Get lost," the referee snapped. With a flick of his hand, a massive origin power hand materialized, grabbing Feng Luo and unceremoniously tossing him out of the arena. Origin power manifested as a physical form, a sign that one had reached the level of the gushing spring tier in martial cultivation. Surrounded by mocking laughter and cruel taunts, Feng Luo scurried away, tail between his legs. Had it not been for his elder brother, Feng Yan, whose talents were unmatched, the warrior of the gushing spring tier would have claimed his life on the spot. The laws of martial arts dictated a hierarchy among martial practitioners, and Feng Luo's behavior had overstepped the unspoken rules. Had the warrior killed him, the Feng clan would not have dared to make a sound. "Brother Ling, congratulations!" The voices of the prominent figures from Grey Cloud Town rang out, their praises directed at Ling Dongxing, filling the air. "Congratulations, Brother Ling, on having such a son. Brother Ling, it's time for a celebration. You must host a banquet in honor of this achievement." Looking up at the stage, many figures from the town offered their congratulations. Ling Dongxing laughed loudly, his joy immeasurable. He had once dreamed of such a moment, yet never thought it would become reality. "Ha! This foolish brat was lucky enough to obtain a place at Huyang Academy. There's no chance for him to go further than this," he said, shaking his head with mock modesty. His expression, however, betrayed him. The corners of his mouth stretched wide in a grin that threatened to split his face, unable to hide his pride. It was true. Every father would be proud to see his son admitted into such a prestigious academy. "Brother Ling, you are too humble. For those of us from Grey Cloud Town, just making it into the top 50 is an extraordinary feat. Moreover, your son is only 17. He'll be able to participate in the Dayuan tournament for years to come. Who knows? Perhaps in the next tournament, he'll make it to the top 10. In the one after, he might even place first." One person laughed, adding to the praise. Ling Han's performance in the tournament had been impressive, yet everyone knew his opponents were far too weak. No one expected that a mere 4th layer element gathering tier cultivator could best those in the 9th layer, like the 4th prince. Ling Dongxing laughed mischievously, though he refrained from speaking the full truth. That his son, full of ambition, was aiming for the top spot. He couldn't bring himself to believe it either. After all, the gap in cultivation was too vast. Ling Han descended from the stage, and many rushed forward to offer their congratulations. After all, securing a place at Huyang Academy meant a bright future. Who knew? Perhaps in time, Ling Han would become a prominent figure in Rain Country, his fame spreading far and wide. Ling Dongxing, ever the politician, knew how to play these social games. He greeted everyone with charm and grace, ensuring that each person felt valued. Father, son, and Lu Yutong returned to Heaven's Medicine Pavilion, resting for the night before the second round of battles would begin. In truth, everyone who made it to the second round would receive a reward, though those who placed higher would receive more prestigious prizes. Li Hao, having also advanced to the top 50, was another rising star. His talent with the saber chi had many of Dayuan City's elites eagerly anticipating his future. However, the Li clan had come to celebrate with him first, as his senior members had also arrived. They didn't extend an invitation to Ling Han, Lu Yutong, or others. Yet, once they returned to Go Rock Town, a grand celebratory banquet would surely follow. The next day, Ling Han and Lu Yutong arrived at the wrestling ring once more. Meanwhile, Zhu Haixin and Zhang Weishan were still busy concocting the reverse pill, their focus unwavering. Neither had come to witness Ling Han's battle. Big Brother Ling. Li Hao approached, his eyes filled with respect as he greeted Ling Han and then directed a gaze toward the fourth prince, Li Dongyue, and the others. These were individuals he had once idolized, and now he stood among them as an equal. Do not belittle yourself. You've already formed saber chi, and your future accomplishments will far surpass theirs. Ling Han said, offering Li Hao an encouraging pat on the shoulder. Li Hao nodded seriously. The real difference between him and the fourth prince lay in cultivation level. But now that he had formed saber chi, he would surely rise above his peers in due time. Brother Ling. The fourth prince and the others greeted Ling Han with clasped hands and respectful words. They had become aware of his significance, and it seemed that even someone of the fourth prince's stature could not overshadow Ling Han's influence. This was only natural. Behind Ling Han stood 3 black-grade alchemists, and from a certain perspective, that gave him more power and influence than even the Dayuan king himself. The battles to decide the top 10 will begin now. The chief butler's voice rang out. His eyes were squinted, giving him the look of an old man, yet his voice was loud and commanding, reaching every corner of the wrestling ring. The rules are simple. There are 10 tournament stages here. Step onto any one of them. If it's unoccupied, you claim the stage. If someone's already there, you must challenge them. Each person has only one chance to challenge the stage master. By sundown, the 10 remaining warriors will be the top 10. The rules were straightforward. But as the chief butler finished speaking, many turned their gaze toward the fourth prince, Li Dongyue, and the others. These individuals were known for their overwhelming strength. Anyone hoping for a place in the top 10 would surely wish to avoid crossing paths with them. The fourth prince, exuding an aura of authority, leapt onto the first stage and assumed a poised stance, arms crossed behind his back. I'll present myself first. Li Dongyue followed, claiming the second stage. Jin Wuji, Baili Tengyun, and Xia Zhang, among others, quickly occupied their own stages, leaving 7 tournament stages claimed. These individuals exuded confidence, certain that they would not tire from battling back-to-back. Ling Han, seeing the remaining stages, stepped forward to claim one for himself. Big Brother Ling, let's wait until afternoon. We'll have a better chance that way, Li Hao advised in a hurry. Ha, it's fine. There's no one here who can match me, Ling Han said casually, waving him off. With a single bound, he claimed the 8th stage. Before long, the 9th and 10th stages were filled, and the 10-stage masters were now in place. The time had come to see who would challenge them. I'll go. A challenger leapt onto the 10th stage, and the first battle commenced. Another soon followed, claiming the 9th stage. But what intrigued the audience was that no one dared challenge Ling Han. Though Ling Han was at the 4th layer of element gathering tier, the lowest cultivation of all 10 stage masters, no one dared to challenge him. They knew of the 3 black-grade alchemists supporting him and hesitated. Why risk incurring the wrath of such influential figures? It wasn't fear of Ling Han himself, but the 3 alchemists behind him. Even the 4th prince, Li Dongyue, and others, despite their great strength, knew to tread carefully around him. But as always in martial arts, the unexpected could still happen. I will challenge you. A young man suddenly leapt onto Ling Han's stage. He was a dark horse, having appeared only recently in the Dayuan tournament. Unaware of Ling Han's powerful backing, he boldly declared his challenge.